lying just north of the Saginaw Bay. This lighthouse was originally constructed in the 1850s. Now it's a tourist destination and a hotspot for bird watching. This is the story of the Tawas Point Lighthouse. In the year 1850, Congress appropriated $5,000 to build a lighthouse at Tawas, then known as Ottawa Point. The original lighthouse would open in 1853, and Sherman Wheeler would be hired as the very first lighthouse keeper. The lighthouse keeper would stay in a small brick dwelling next to the lighthouse. On March 3rd of 1875, Congress would approve $30,000 to construct a new lighthouse at Tawas Point. The new lighthouse would begin operation in 1877. Extensions would be made to the platform around the lighthouse in 1896, and a new brick oil house was constructed. A small crew of only 3 men came up from Detroit and constructed the brick oil house in only 3 days. In June of 1899, a fog signal was added. A small building constructed out of brick would be built for the fog signal. 2 different Detroit companies would provide components to the fog signal. One was the Central Boiler Works of Detroit, which provided the boiler. The other was the Fulton Iron and Engine Works, which provided the steam engine. It would take approximately 40 minutes for the engine to build enough pressure in order to sound the steam whistle, so the lighthouse keepers got really good at predicting when the fog would come. In 1901, the Lighthouse Board had decided that the workload was too big for a single keeper, and an assistant keeper was needed. $5,000 would be dedicated to the construction of a new dwelling for the assistant. The assistant keeper would be hired on before a dwelling was constructed. The old and abandoned boathouse building was renovated in order to be a temporary dwelling for the keeper. Despite the promise that this was only going to be temporary, and the assistant keeper eventually getting married, a new dwelling was never constructed. In 1927, the Lighthouse Service decided to plant about 20,000 Norway pines on 13 acres of the 70 acres that was owned by Tawas Point. In 1953, the lighthouse would be transferred to the Coast Guard, and in 2002, the state of Michigan would acquire it. Building Restoration Incorporated out of Kalamazoo was contracted to do light renovations on the lighthouse. In October of 2015, the Coast Guard would announce that they were going to deactivate the Tawas Point Lighthouse. The lighthouse now stands as a popular tourist destination. It is well maintained, and tours are given throughout the summer months. So right here is the lighthouse. As you can see, there's a crap ton of birds. It's really, really beautiful. Look at that little guys up there. It's incredible. I'm going to be heading down this trail right here and checking out what else the state park has to offer outside the lighthouse. I'm going to be heading all the way up to the USGC foghorn, all the way at the tip. Look at that. Beautiful, isn't it? Just incredible. There's a lot of birds migrating this time of year. Still on my way up to the foghorn. Just wanted to give everybody a little idea just how peaceful it is here. You can hear the waves of the Great Lakes, and there's birds all over the place. This is a really cool place. Look how blue the water is this time of year. It's really nice. This area is a little more open. The forest is starting to climb down a bit, but still really, really nice. Well, here's a quirky little thing. That's how you get down to the beach right there. I think it's kind of funny just how it's all crooked and stuff like that. Look at this thing. I mean, if it works, I guess. Look at that dude. There's a lot of birds hanging around here, and a lot of people doing bird watching too. Whoa, look at that guy. Man, that is incredible. Ooh, there's another little guy right up there too. Look at them. There's so many. So many little dudes everywhere. And that one guy just almost flew into that other one. Real bird brain, huh? Just incredible. Look at that. Everybody's favorite bird, the seagull, is out and about. This is a really cool place. I'm almost to the end. Now I'm at the very end of the trail. I'm coming up on the bay right here. And now you can see the lake. I believe that's Lake Huron. I should probably know which lake that is. I'm from Michigan. There's the foghorn. Yeah, it's Lake Huron. We're on the east side of Michigan. I know my geography. Sorry about the wind, but I just wanted to point out how blue the water is. It's so beautiful. There's the foghorn again. But yeah, the air is very cool. All the breeze coming off from the water is really, really nice. I think people that aren't from Michigan underestimate the sheer size of the Great Lakes. They really do look like oceans. They're freaking massive. Also, I saw this cool concrete thing right here. It goes out into the water a bit. I'm gonna start walking back. There's gaggles of people taking photos of all the birds. There's a lot of really beautiful birds out here. I'm probably gonna do some more photography on my way back, get more pictures of birds. But this is a really, really nice place. Really incredible.
The historic Tawas Point Lighthouse sees thousands of visitors every year, especially during the migrating season. It's a place I would highly recommend visiting, and it will never be forgotten.
Go look at those eyes.